All right, Kiss Army, welcome to the KissFAQ Podcast. Thank you for giving us your time today and letting us into your head. I hope we don't do any damage. We hope that you enjoy. Welcome to episode 323 of the KissFAQ Podcast. I'm your host, Julian Gill, admin on the KissFAQ cesspool, message board, dumpster fire thing. Today I'm suffocating in Northern California with 69th Blizzard Ken.
Yep.
And St. Louis Kiss Lonnie, who's got nice clean air.
Nice out here.
Yeah.
Midwest.
Yeah, rub it in.
And someone else from the Midwest, Catboy, a live Catman, Andrew Scambatti, film producer, director, screenwriter.
Also very easy to breathe here.
Until you pass gas, in which case...
You told me this was going to be the no fart show, because then if it's the fart show, then I got to answer. Then I got to ask the question that, you know, when you do fart, you do like the smell of your own farts. So don't start.
Andrew,
and we're off.
And Andrew's already picked up the shovel and he's running with it. So there you go. I don't know what we're really doing for a show today. I think we'll start. You know, I want to pimp a few of the episodes that we've done recently. Ken and I got together and did a bonus episode for Labor Day, just some lighthearted topics, which we actually went a little bit longer than I thought we were, just picking some random stuff to talk about. But that was when it was only hot in Northern California, before the smoke settled over us. So there'll be probably a little bit less talking today. Andrew and I, of course, got together a couple days before that and interviewed Eric Turner from Warnes for his involvement in the KissFAQ 2 project, opening for Paul Stanley, and a variety of other topics. And then the other Ken Mills, the mighty Ken Mills, the voice,
Podfather,
the podfather of rock and roll, podcast, and I dropped early because we weren't going to do it until next week. The Ace Frehley,
yes.
documentary that we've been working on for quite a long time. So that's the third episode in the, what do we call it, the Podcast Refocused, because it's not the Kiss album focus read out loud, because that would be too painful with the typos. It's actually...
I don't know if it'd be painful for the typos.
No, trust me, I tried. When we
But
talked about doing this, I went back to the album focus chapters and I started reading it into the microphone, and it became painful. I'm like, oh my God, I don't write like this anymore.
It was like verbal bug spray, just came in and killed that conversation. That's what it was.
Yep.
Hey. But hold on, we're obviously had a bunch of really great episodes, but what is today? Today is the 45th anniversary of the release of Kiss Alive. Yay.
It's Kiss Alive Day.
Yeah.
And actually, probably why we're all still here. I know we all enjoy those early Kiss records. I know I certainly do. I know the band certainly does. But I think the success of Kiss Alive kind of gave Kiss that longevity that we've all become accustomed to. And I think without Kiss Alive, it's possible that we may not be talking about Kiss in 2020, or Kiss may not be around in 2020. So who knows? I mean, this was their first gold record, and then again, it was their first platinum record, but it was kind of their first taste of success. I'm not going to say taste of platinum because we're not talking about double platinum, the promotional record. But it was kind of their first taste of mainstream success. And what I mean by that is back in the early 70s and even in the 60s and even back in the 50s and maybe even a little bit into the mid 70s, having a hit record was way more important than having a top grossing tour. You did make money touring, especially rock bands made money touring, but that really wasn't how bands made their living at the time. Bands made their living at the time selling records, and tours were excuses to sell records. You'd go see a band on tour, and then you'd go buy the album. That's just how it worked. So although Kiss may have been a good drawing concert act at that time, this was their first dip into having a hit record and having their records sell well. So what's your guys' first memories? So what are your first memories of Kiss Alive?
Interesting. Well, I'll chime in. Kiss Alive, my first memory is probably after Alive 2, and then after buying Double Platinum and probably a couple other regular albums, studio albums, and the solo albums. I probably got Alive. It was probably one of the later ones I got out of the 70s group of albums. I think I got it before I'm sure I got it before Dynasty came out. So I probably got it around 78, I'm guessing. And then hearing it, I thought, oh, this sounds, quite different from Alive 2, which was my first album. So I thought, I said, well, this one actually sounds pretty darn, sounds more live to me. I guess if you can even say that. But it sounded like a better recording, well done. And the songs, I realized the songs, which I hadn't seen Kiss yet live in concert, or even on any bootlegs or anything like that yet. I didn't know what they sounded like live, other than Alive 2. I said, oh, this might be how they sound live. And those songs that were on the other albums I bought, like the first Kiss album, Hotter Than Hell, Just to Kill, a lot of those songs sounded better live, which I was like, oh, you know what? This song is a lot better than it was on whatever so-and-so album. So yeah, I thought it was cool from that standpoint, that I got a lot of songs that, I thought were already pretty good, but they sounded even better live. And I said, oh, so that got me excited for it when I was going to finally see them live later on, 79.
Lonnie, I know it's not revenge, but
It is not revenge. But my first memory of Kiss Alive was going to a record store at the mall. Yes, they used to have record stores at malls. There used to be malls.
there used to be malls
that were open.
Right. So, and I had my brother and I, we had a couple of tapes to ourselves. Like we had Destroyer, Creatures, and we might have had Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits by then. And I remember just going to the record store and looking at the records and seeing Alive and like looking at that cover and just being just blown away that this is what this band looks like live. Because I had Creatures and I had Destroyer. We might have, like I said, I might have Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits. But in those tapes, there was no pictures of the band live. And I literally remember looking at that album and thinking, holy shit, this is what this band looks like at a concert. And just being mesmerized and looking at it, and then flipping it over and seeing, the crowd at Cobo Hall and just be like, and just not knowing what to think about it even for the first few minutes looking at it, just being amazed by it. And then, looking through more albums, and seeing, Alive 2 and things like that as well. But Alive just really struck me. It was visually of that cover is the first thing I remember. And then looking at the back of the track listings, Deuce. Well, we have Deuce on, Smashes. We have Strutter that, but I didn't have a lot of those songs. And that's my first actual memory of it. And I didn't buy it that day because, I'm like 9 years old. 9 years old, I didn't have the money to buy it. My parents aren't buying me Kiss albums. Come on. So I had to wait. And then I finally got it. And just, we've all seen that little cartoon meme of like someone sitting at the record, with their headphones on, and either they're looking at Destroyer or Alive or something, and they go, remember your first time. I remember my first time listening to Alive in my bedroom. And it does, and it still to this day just feels like you're there. And I don't think not only any other Kiss live album, but no live album, in my opinion, really captures the feeling of being there like Kiss Alive does, in my opinion. And maybe I'm biased because I'm, super nerdy Kiss fan. But in my opinion, no other album captures that essence of what it feels like, especially when you listen to that album on headphones. There's nothing like listening to that album on headphones.
Yeah, just put the headphones on, turn down the lights, turn up the volume, and drop the needle. Yeah, I'm like Ken in that, obviously we're becoming a fan later, though obviously much later than him. I went back and I looked for value when buying the back catalog. So again, I have no idea what order I bought the albums in. I know I got double platinum because it had a lot of songs on it. And the same probably applied with Alive, because it also had a lot of songs on it, but it had one other thing, a very cool album cover that catches the eye. And again, I was buying 1985 polygram cassette, so it was tiny. To this day, it's my Kiss Desert Island disc. If I'm getting stranded on an island with one Kiss album, it's going to be Alive. It doesn't matter that I was a fan of Asylum and I love the album because of its personal connection. If I want to have a listening experience to all eternity with Kiss, it's going to be Alive. It is the best representation of them live in concert for me, electrically, properly electrically, because we always have to say how good MTV Unplugged sounds as an album. But in terms of the full bombast being delivered through the headphones, it is as near to perfection as you can get. And I think I agree with Lonnie. I really can't think of too many live albums by any band that come anywhere near delivering what we know a Kiss concert to be and what we probably imagine it was like in 1975 for those of us who weren't there at the time. It really does get you close. In terms of the importance of the album, obviously, as Andrew mentioned, it saved Kiss. It saved Casablanca. It did a lot of things that resonate, that we're still talking about to this day. We're doing a podcast about Kiss on a weekly basis, as do half a dozen or more other shows. So think of what it has inspired. Think of what that album cover still inspires, or how it was given to the Library of Congress as one of the most important records in American pop culture to be preserved for eternity. And that was a completely nonpartisan decision to put it there. So that really puts it in the pantheon of very good company when you're talking about poets like Bob Dylan and Kiss Alive. It sounds good in the same sentence, regardless of what you think of one or the other. Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water, and Kiss Alive. So that's what I think of it. I think it's very cool that they've managed to also drop today all the merchandise packages for Kiss Alive, and I've just been looking through them. The first thing that catches my eye is the illustration t-shirt of In Concert 1975-76. If they got rid of that stupid text at the bottom, In Concert 1975-76, yes, I would buy the shirt, because that t-shirt is absolutely fantastic. I've got a lot of issues with it. I've got a lot of issues with that t-shirt, but it looks absolutely fantastic. Number one, Paul Stanley is stealing Ace Frehley's pose, the rock star leaning back. They've replaced his, a Firebird on the live cover with, looks like a Marauder, one of the Smashers from the era. But the general arrangement of them, Peter in the background, Angry Gorilla ready to do his jungle drum solo, Gene about to run that 25-inch tongue up the neck of his bass, Ace, well, is he staggering? Is he having a seizure? He's just being Ace. Right out front and center. They're standing on the world. They got I love the logo. Yeah.
But you know what that shot is from, right?
Obviously not.
That's the Boutwell poster.
Well, I'm not a photo expert or a merch expert.
That's the
or an expert of any sort.
I happen to. One moment.
Here we go. Yeah.
It's not that.
It's that photo shoot, but it's from the same photo shoot.
So it's based off that. Because obviously, even in the age of transformative art, they don't want to get sued by the photographer for illustrating something that looks anywhere near a photo.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's from that shoot at the Michigan Palace, which is the same day as the Come On and Love Me Rock and Roll All Night videos were shot.
Yeah, so it's close enough, but not the same as the album art, which was my point. And of course, they're illustrating onto a world, so it's like Kiss World, the beginning. All right, Andrew, your thought on some of the merch.
Sorry. Well, it was funny. We were discussing this episode. This hadn't even been announced yet, but knowing that this was Kiss Alive Day, we all knew that this was coming. Let's talk about the bundles first. And Julian, I did misquote what I said earlier in the day, but if you look, I thought that the record was sold out, but it looks like there might be 2 records. I mean, I'm looking. I don't see the one that I saw that was sold out on the mobile website, but if I go on the actual desktop site, I see a sold out record for 35, and then I see the other limited edition 2 LP for 46. Regardless, it's interesting that this release does not have a record in the bundle. So there's 2 different bundles. There's the Platinum bundle and the Gold bundle, and it's got that T-shirt that Julian mentioned. It's got the Viewmaster, which is super cool in the Platinum bundle, and these really cool buttons. And then in the Gold bundle, it's that same T-shirt, the buttons, and then a hologram poster, which is similar to the artwork used on the T-shirt. Peter's pose is different in that, in case Eagle Eye fans are wondering. So what do you guys think of those?
Well, the album itself, sold by itself, I think the reason is it's not in a bundle is because of the problems they've had with the albums and the returns, and then the album's not being ready. It's kind of screwed up the whole bundle thing, I think. So I think they decided to keep the albums aside and just, by themselves. And having stated that, though, the album itself, I was expecting a gold vinyl.
Me too.
But it's a splatter kind of vinyl. But I don't understand the colors. At first I thought, oh, wait a minute, they're using the colors of that are in the center label, like blue and red and green, but nope, it wasn't that. I thought, oh, shoot, they should have done that. At least, tried to match those colors that are in the label if they're going to try to do that. But it was to me, it was kind of random and kind of weird to a degree, the color that they chose. But the bundles themselves, I think, yeah, they're okay. I saw the Viewmaster. They had a Viewmaster. I would have liked to have seen. I don't think, do they show all the pictures that are in the Viewmaster?
They don't, and it almost looks like it comes with 5 slides or 5 discs rather.
Right.
And I wonder if all the discs are the same.
I would hope not. I would hope that every picture on each disc is different. I hope it's some pictures that we've never seen before, but I have a feeling
Come on.
Ken's a new Kiss fan here.
Ken's a dreamer.
It's gonna be those same pictures off that Alive trading card set from 2002, 2003.
Yeah.
Those are the pictures on there.
It would be cool if they did a bunch of discs and did maybe like the card set.
Oh yes,
and
from the originals.
A lot of those pictures from the collectors. Was it Donruss or whatever?
Donruss.
Yeah, Donruss. So otherwise, the bundles, the silver. That poster kind of. I was thinking about that poster, the holograph. It kind of looks pretty cool, but I don't know. I did go ahead and I did order the vinyl because it's just I just have to do it. It's just one of those things. But otherwise, it's your standard fare of the bundles. I agree with Julian about the T-shirt and about the writing on the bottom. I thought, oh, that T-shirt looks cool, and then I saw the writing on the bottom underneath. So it's like, why did they put that there?
Just take some black Sharpie and just color over it, and then it'll be gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, because in your head it'll still be there.
What about the other shirt, the baseball shirt? I think that one's super cool because
I like the baseball one. Very, very retro looking.
That is retro. Iron. That's exactly.
I love 3/4 sleeve shirts to begin with, so that I'll probably end up getting that one. That one's really cool.
They don't have a revenge one. I'm sorry.
I've said my piece, so
We're holding out hope.
Lonnie, what do you think of all that merch?
As mentioned, I think I'm going to get that 3/4 sleeve shirt's great. I love 3/4 sleeve shirts because long sleeve shirts don't work on me because I got these long, lanky 7th grade arms. So long sleeve shirts come up to here on me. So I'll probably end up getting the 3/4 sleeve shirt because I like those. They fit me really well. And I the the alive color is disappointing. It almost looks like it's what like the shit they have left over from the unmasked that we haven't gotten yet.
It's like the shit that should be on Asylum.
The colors that were left over.
It reminds me of like the unmasked one that we haven't got yet, but it's like the ones they fucked up on. So, what are we gonna do with these batch? Well, we'll make those alive next month when we do alive. Is what it looks like to me. So, but I sit here and I complain about it. I'm still gonna order it because I've ordered every one except Dress to Kill, which was a really smart move on my part. So, I'll still order it, even though I'm not happy with the color scheme on it. I'll still get it.
And who knows? It may look better in person.
I'm a sheep, and I'll get it.
It may look better in person. We've gotten vinyl that looks different than the picture. I know that.
We've gotten vinyl that looks worse than the picture. Hence
that's true too.
The original album, which is really bad, and the concept of it looked really cool, but what we got looked like just like you might have had one splat.
One little mark in it.
So we'll see, but I'll get it. But the shirts are better than what they have been. I just hope they're not like some of these other shirts, like those. You've seen people who got those unmasked shirts and like they were falling apart like after you washed them the first time. So it makes me a little leery.
That's why you're supposed to buy two. One to keep mint, the other one to disintegrate in your
I'm
dryer.
not a real Kiss fan. If I'm not buying two of them.
You wear the one.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine explaining it to somebody of 50 years? I bought this thing that is made to wear, but I didn't wear it. But I bought one to wear, and that one fell apart. What?
Yeah. You're a Kiss fan, aren't you?
You're a Kiss fan.
Oh, that makes
sense.
That makes complete sense. I've got a problem with some of these shirts. The triumphant return of Kiss with the 1974 promo photo, the dagger photo, just looks dumb.
Wasn't that an ad though? I think it was an ad.
I think it was an ad, but it still looks dumb. And on a T-shirt, it looks even worse, as does the kind of illustration "Rockin' Alive" T-shirt. Just not to my taste. If you like them, if you click on the individual Viewmaster Kiss Alive thing, you can zoom in on the photos that are on the reels, and I can't tell the difference. What really catches my eye is the award. Platinum does not compute.
It should be gold.
Because Kiss Alive is not certified platinum. It's only ever been certified gold. Yeah, it should be quad platinum by this point, I think. Minimum. But that's really catches. Personalized Alive Platinum Award. Well, how are you going to do that? Rest of the T-shirts, that litho poster, buttons, I don't care about. The T-shirt with the album cover, why? You can buy that at a bootleg bargain bin. I like the Alive Tour one, which has kind of the Dress to Kill era ad artwork used, which is obviously the Alive Tour artwork as well, for that matter. But the LP I ordered, it looks like garbage. I'm really not impressed after we sat there, telling them what we wanted and they didn't do it. I'm very upset that they're not listening to this show, obviously. I'm more disappointed that they're not listening to the show. So I'm no problem criticizing them now.
Maybe they are.
They'll never hear. They'll just say, what can we do that'll annoy Julian? Because he's really annoying.
The logo on the Platinum Award looks like, to me, the Kiss logo needs to be a little bit tighter together. It's a little bit too much spacing. That's just my eyes. But
here's the thing. So I click on I click on that award, and so this is I'm so angry at this award. Couple reasons.
Please.
Number one, that inlay. Who was the graphic designer on that? That looks like dog shit, that inlay, where it's like the band is tiny at the bottom, and then like, we're just going to take some other smoke and some other stuff and just put it above there, and it looks like we just slapped it all together.
Where's Peter?
Well, he's like tiny. He's tiny back there. That looks ridiculous. I know they're trying to include the artwork in, the design of the backdrop on there. I don't think that is... No, that sucks so much. That sucks so much. What I would have done if I designed that, put the fucking the back of the album cover back there and like put it on, like make it black and white and then just put it on just like a little angle and have that be the backdrop and make it blurry too. So you kind of know what it is, but you kind of don't know what it is. That would have looked cool. And what the fuck is that label on there? It's the wrong label again.
Wrong. You are absolutely wrong, Catboy.
I'm wrong?
You are wrong.
Which label?
You couldn't be more wrong.
Okay.
Because it would only be the blue label on a gold record. Because that was the label stock when it was certified. If it was certified platinum, it happened post 77 when all the other... It would have, if it had been recertified at that level. So then it would be using the Filmworks label, which it clearly is. So
it's the Filmworks label.
Because it would have been certified platinum after the Camel, the Casbah label, had been used for that 1 year period. So it would have been platinum post May 77, I think, or that was when the Filmworks label was... Jesus Christ, this is nerd talk.
Oh, yeah, but hold the phone. If you look at the same awards, the awards, they don't follow that same school of thought. I don't disagree with those facts, Julian. What I'm saying is that the other awards, they mix and match what era of labels that they want to use.
Right,
First of all, the Dynasty label, completely wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but you couldn't possibly... What label do you think should be on there? Do you think it should be blue?
100%.
But then 100%. Again, there's no such thing as a blue label platinum Kiss Award.
But there's no such thing as a platinum Kiss Alive, so it's all my
But first of all, that blue label is synonymous with Kiss Alive, my opinion, because
then it should be gold.
Even when they reissued the album in 2014, they used that blue label. They went back to that blue label. That's the label that they should be using. Why all of a sudden are they creating a new label that's in there? Now, I understand it's the Filmworks label. I understand that. I understand when that came into play. I'm not arguing that point at all. I know that was an actual label, but I'm telling you, the school of thought is that should be the blue label. And furthermore, you're right, it should be gold. And that logo fucking sucks.
Actually, I never saw a picture, and I know it was stolen at Sean Delaney's funeral, of the in-house double platinum award for Alive. Andrew, do you have any idea what label that used? Because that would be the definitive answer to...
Offhand, I don't, but I do know where there are pictures of that.
Yeah.
I do know where there.
That's actually an interesting thing. But I think in terms of its design, Lonnie, is this popping and does it want to go onto your wall?
Hold on.
No, it does not want to go onto my wall. I mean, if I'm gonna get, I haven't bought any of these. I mean, I have some awards, but I haven't bought any of these like my personalized drone awards since they started coming out. I guess it was.
Yeah, I presented an award to myself.
Right. Have you bought any of these, Andrew?
No.
I mean, I have some awards, but I've never bought the awards that have my name on them. I don't know. But to each their own. I mean, some people have them, and some people have like
Revenge is not available yet.
Ergo, I don't have any of these yet, and you can. But when the Revenge one comes out, it'll probably be tempting, and it will eventually. But
more tempting than the Sonic Boom one when that comes
more
out?
tempting than the Sonic Boom one, yes. The Sonic Boom one is almost as relevant as the Platinum Alive one is.
Well, hold on.
There's no such thing.
Well, let's hold the phone because, with today being Kiss Alive Day, I was kind of going back and rewatching, Kiss Alive stuff and just going back to that era and just getting all warm and fuzzy inside. So when I watched Kiss at Midnight, which is a really great Kiss fan film that somebody created, there is footage from the third night at Cobo Hall where hold on, I'm pulling it up right here.
They received their gold awards.
It was a gold award with the blue label.
Hold on. And now they've sold 1 million records.
Yeah, but they didn't recertify back then. I mean...
Hold on. I'm going to mute it. All right, so I can't see... I obviously can't see the awards clear enough in the video to see what label is on those awards. But I'm certain that is the blue label. Because this would have been... It is the blue label.
Yeah, but
that's the blue label.
That's the gold one. We already know that. I've got pictures of gold Alive awards. That's not
so
in
you're
question.
So you're telling me, hold on, I just want to know what you're telling me. You're telling me that what's his name, that I forget his name right now, came out and said
Larry
Kiss
Harris.
sold 1 million records, and they gave him a gold award? that what you're telling me?
That it's now sold 1 million. It's like they did not recertify albums in 1976 after the initial certification. Because when did the Platinum Award come out?
Oh man, I couldn't know.
What was the first album awarded platinum? It has nothing to do with Kiss. It was the same case for Aerosmith. Had its albums. Okay, whatever. This is a dense conversation. Literally, two dense guys having a conversation about utter irrelevancies. But yes, he could have come out and said, at that time in 1976, he could have come out and said, it sold 2 million copies, but here's your gold award. Because there were no multi-platinum, there were no platinum awards, there were no recertifications done at that time. Albums only started being recertified for over what their initial, gold was after the fact. So that's why if you look at the Aerosmith catalog, and I only say that because I'm working on the book at the moment and I'm looking at these sales figures daily, all their recertifications didn't happen until 86.
Right on.
So, even for platinum.
Okay, so I'm not disagreeing with that point at all. I'm not challenging that point at all. But what I'm just saying is that
hi Ken,
it still should be that blue label. It should be that blue label. Is what I'm saying.
Let me just say this: they could have done an award, and like they had double platinum, they had 2 discs. Why not have a gold and a platinum disc behind it? And the platinum disc behind it, you're hiding the label. The front one, you can have the blue label. The front one could be the gold. The back one could be silver.
Hire this
hiding
man.
Whatever.
Hire
the
this
voice
man.
of reason speaks. Hallelujah.
That's an excellent point.
That's
they did it for double platinum. Why not do it for a live? It's 2 discs. And that double platinum one actually does look good. I mean, I like that.
It does look good. Yeah.
Yes, Yes, I completely agree.
The voice of reason stands.
The voice of reason does stand. He is. That is an excellent point.
He didn't earn the title. He is the title. There you go.
That is correct. But I digress on that whole thing. I'm not gonna beat up this award anymore. I like the pins. I like the button set. I like it.
I actually like the viewfinder. They call it a viewfinder, but it's actually when you scroll in and look at the magnification on the images, it's actually called Image 3D. So, yeah, and the details do specify, featuring 5 reels with 7 photos each, including 3 live reels and 2 from behind the scenes, packaged in a black gift box. Total 35 photographs. That actually sounds like a really cool little item. I don't know if I'm going to buy one, $75, but that's actually a really cool idea for them to do for this and maybe for future album bundle releases as well. So, I'm going to hand it to them. I've criticized T-shirts. I've criticized the vinyl. I've criticized the award. But here, I think that's a really nice idea. I do agree with Andrew. The buttons are neat. They're just little, trinkets that are fun, to use as prizes or, if you're into that. So I think those are nice product. The seriograph, I mean, come on, that's an impressive photo any day of the week. But again, the hoodie looks pretty cool as well with the
Japanese I like
text.
that quite a bit. I like the Japanese lettering in there. They don't need to put the Kiss logo on everything, and I think this could have been a little bit cooler without that Kiss logo.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily needed. I like if you go on the website when you go down in the live album that it says it's sold out. When you flick your mouse on it.
It's alive too.
It's alive too. It's really nice.
But if you're scrolling, so I'm just going to show you my phone here. So that's where it says, and that looks like this is the 2014, if I guess.
Yeah,
if you notice, the price on that one is $35.
Right.
But if you scroll back up to the top, the actual limited edition 2LP, puke color vinyl for $46 is still available.
Yeah, I just scrolled down, looked at that double platinum award again. Yeah, spot on, Andrew, with your observations about. Ken. Yeah, talking about the voice of reason. Totally wrong side of the screen there. You're totally right, Ken.
No, the double platinum is a beautiful award. Even I liked the solo album award. I even liked the Rock and Roll Over award that they did there. There were definitely some.
That's the only one I've come close to
award.
buying for myself, the Rock and Roll
Yeah.
Over to date. And obviously the only one I've bought was obviously the one for Mark, just to torture him.
Destroyer.
I don't
Good
have
one.
any interest in having, it's not like, let's say I did some work for them, and that album went gold, like Psycho Circus did back in the day. And I'd actually done something to justify my name on it other than buying 19 copies of it throughout my life, or in the case of Alive, 190. It just doesn't appeal to me. And I've seen some people's walls where they've got every single one of these. And you know what?
Mhm.
It looks absolutely fantastic. It is a very impressive either gift for someone or a gift to yourself to celebrate your fandom. It is an absolutely wonderful idea, and I'm glad that they have done it, especially when you compare it to those ones that they did in the late 90s that just looked like trash.
Awful. Do you kind of wish that they would make it horizontal, especially if it's 2 records, like kind of change it up a little bit? Do you think that it's more of the same, and that's kind of why the artwork has kind of petered out over time?
I think it's more authentic in keeping to the original sort of form factor used by, the framers like Illegal. I mean, these days they do very customized ones. Like, again, Psycho Circus was a very...
Which is beautiful.
It's
beautiful.
gorgeous. I'm jealous of anyone who got one of those because that really is one of the best-looking originals, for better or worse, awards. But I also like the simplicity of the old floater style very much versus the one that have like the blank cassette, which just looks dumb. What are those? The early 90s, the ones that you could get from Loretta back in the day, or maybe even still. So, you guys want to move into some topics from the board? Because I didn't think we would rant. Well, some of us would rant. Some of us would levy reason about this Alive announcement. We almost turned it into a whole show, which is not what we want to do. So we had a few topics from the board. I only went out and bothered finding one, so let's start with that because it is all about me. Ken, are there any Kiss albums that you associate with particular days of the week? And this actually did become a topic on the board, which, kind of, I think it was more about Friday and Saturdays, Friday night. And I think they were alluding to, Saturday night's all right for fighting. So is there kind of like an up weekend album? Is there like a party weekend album? Is there a Monday Sucks album? Is there a hump day, middle of the week? Oh, we're getting towards the weekend kind of album. Or do you just listen to the things and forget it? It's whatever you're in the mood for on that day, not about the day.
Yeah, there's no real particular day. It's more for me. It's more of either a season or a month type of thing. For instance, Kiss Unmasked for me was a summer album. For me, The Elder was a kind of a dreary, rainy fall, winter or whatever type album. It's like I can remember. I remember buying it, not knowing it was out the actual day it was released. I ended up going into the record store and seeing it, and I didn't think it was a Kiss album first of all because of the cover. I barely knew it was a Kiss album until I saw the small logo in the upper right hand corner. But that was kind of a dreary, rainy day for me, and so I kind of remember that. But I brought it home and enjoyed the album. And then there's other albums, even the solo albums where it took me 2 times to get the 4. I got 2 and then went back another time, maybe a couple weeks later, got the other 2. But I don't know what day of the week, or I just know it was in the fall, I think, and pretty much shortly or around the time they came out. So yeah, there's no day. Otherwise, yeah, for albums, I just listen to whatever my mood is at the time. If I feel like a Kiss album, I go, okay, I feel like Asylum today for whatever reason. And I'll play it. It doesn't matter. It's just a mood thing.
Lonnie.
I tend to agree with Ken that it's more about just what kind of mood I'm in at the time. If I'm listening to some 80s hair metal type stuff, then I might be in the mood for some 80s Kiss or something. I don't necessarily associate with days of the week. I think, but maybe Alive on the weekends. It's a good something to put on while I'm maybe doing some housework. I don't have to get up and do a whole lot, and I can just put that on and just let it go for an hour plus. It's a good feel-good weekend type album. But I think I tend to agree with Ken where I listen to him more. I tend to associate him more with like the time that they came out more than anything else. Like Kiss is really big about releasing albums in the fall. We're getting into that season where, I tend to associate Kiss albums more with the fall than anything else. So, people always talk about a big summer album, a song, an album that was big to them a certain summer in their life, but Kiss is more of a fall band than that. Revenge came out in the spring, so I default back to that, I guess, more often than I should. But if there's a Kiss summer album, to me, it's Revenge, because it came out in the spring, in time for summer, even though they didn't tour for it properly, an arena tour until the fall. But I don't know. I don't really associate with days of the week. I'm more along the lines with Ken, where I associate more with times of the year than anything else.
Andrew, what about you?
I'm exactly the same, and to me, Kiss is kind of a fall band. Mm-hmm. The two biggest records that came out in the fall were the two most important Kiss records in my life. Obviously, Kiss Alive, and then Psycho Circus. I remember when Psycho Circus came out, it was the first studio Kiss record that I bought new. I was in 7th grade, and I was just over the moon that there was a new Kiss record for me to buy. And just something about like crunchy leaves on the ground, wearing a jean jacket, and just going and buying a new Kiss record for me. It's just it's something that I'm like, well, how cool would this have been if I bought this in September of 1975? That would have been so cool. Furthermore, I always made trips up to Cadillac, Michigan in the fall, so that further cemented that this is kind of like Kiss is a fall band. And I remember, I went up to Cadillac in October of 2015 for the 40th anniversary, which is 5 years ago, man, with the 40th anniversary of Kiss going to Cadillac. And it was really cool being up there in the fall. And I don't know, something about Kiss is just a fall band. So I associate these records with the time of year that they came out. And you guys are both right. There were a lot of records that Kiss released in the fall. The solo albums, Asylum, I believe it was Crazy Nights and Animalized too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Lick It Up.
And Lick
Creatures.
It Up. And
Creatures, yeah.
And Smashes.
Yeah, remember that,
yeah. I don't
and the newer ones, Sonic Boom and Monster, both come out in the fall as well. They continued that tradition.
Yeah, because they knew that the kids had worked all summer mowing lawns and had some extra disposable cash in September, and going back to school was really brutal, so they rewarded them with a new album and took their pocket money.
Saved their lunch money. They didn't eat lunch, and they saved the money for the music.
But I just remember that one fall of 1998 where Kiss was everywhere on Fox. I remember watching the previews channel, and I wish I could find this. I haven't been able to find this. If anybody has this, please let me know. But I remember watching the previews channel where you were like watching the channels like scroll back and forth. It was the TV Guide channel, and there was Kiss on there promoting Psycho Circus and promoting Mad TV, and the Halloween night was all about Kiss on Fox. And I remember that time. I remember making the fake blood recipe and
I'm right there with you.
Blood. Yeah,
I'm right there with you with 98. I was in college and I ditched class that day so I could go buy the album. The moment Best Buy opened. Was it going to make a difference? No, but I had to have it at 10 o'clock. I had to be the first one to have it.
That's right.
Yeah. I both when that came out and then when the box set came out in 2001. I had my mom pick me up early from school so we can go right to the record store to get those. And she was like, "But Christmas is coming up. I'll get it for you for Christmas." I was like, "No, Mom, I need to have it that day it came out." I even remember when The Second Coming came out in November of 98. It came out the day after I saw Kiss at the Garden. And I was like, "Mom, please, I got to have it. And I got to hand it to her. She always she knew that if she fanned this Kiss fandom, she's like, "Well, he's never going to be into drugs, because if I just have him spend all this money on Kiss stuff, he's never going to have money for anything else except for Kiss stuff." So,
That's for sure.
And here
but
we
I
are.
just I remember that fall of 1998 so fondly. Even though that, fall of 96, the fall of 97, I was still a Kiss fan, but still something about the fall of 1998 for me, it was so cool. So yeah, I mean, for me, it's about being in the fall, and here we are, September of 2020, and yeah, Kiss Alive is going to be on the playlist today, but soon it's going to be Psycho Circus, and just remembering all those rich times and those really rich experiences. So yeah,
Thanks, Andrew.
it's Kiss.
September of 2020 to remind us that we're only 9 months into this hellish year. We're not all the way through, but we'll still have more Kiss albums to celebrate. Way to keep it positive. That's really nice.
Hey man.
But wait a minute.
Yeah.
Lonnie was lying. He told me that he listened to the Peter Criss One for All album on weekends when he did chores.
Oh.
It's my-
Oh.
Yeah, I think
my
I'm
punishment.
unanimous with you guys that it is more about seasons than days of weeks. Days of the week, pardon me. And again, because I became a fan in the era when it was September. Every September, there's another Kiss album coming. Oh wait, this one's coming out in October. Oh wait, this one's coming out in November. So it was always the fall going
Good old days.
Yeah, and it was the good old days. The only thing I really associate with the day of the week, and it's not really a day of the week, it's a day of the year, and it's my birthday, when I went out and bought Asylum. That's the only real association I have of an album with a day throughout the calendar year. I don't really think of these particular anniversary dates and think, oh, it's a live day today, I need to play Kiss Alive. I think if on a Monday, if it's a tough Monday, I'll put on an upbeat Kiss album, but that's about as far as I go. I guarantee I never listen to Carnival of Souls on a Monday. It just clashes with the day of the week. So I'm more likely to put on Asylum or the first album or Dress to Kill or Rock and Roll Over on a Monday. Those are upbeat ones. And then weekend, it's whatever kicks my fancy. It's not like this is my Friday.
Peter Criss 1978.
No, that's any day of the week for me. Love it. It's all about what I'm doing for that one. I listen to Peter's album a lot when I'm writing, because it's perfect background music for that sort of thing. So, you may have jokingly said that, Lonnie listens to One for All to doing chores. But Lonnie, you've mentioned listening to albums when you're out jogging. I mean, there are ones that you wouldn't listen to while doing that.
Today was an off day, so tomorrow is Kiss Alive from cover to cover for 9 miles. That's the plan tomorrow morning.
So there'll be Lonnie running down the street, recreating Paul's raps,
Yelling Black Diamond
in high decibel.
The neighbors love it at 5:30 in the morning.
Where is that guy's shirt?
he took it off
out of his mouth.
He took it off after Strutter.
Yeah. Why is he wearing a jacket now? Where did that jacket go?
All right, let's move on to some other topics. And this is just a public service one for anyone who likes watching new shows. There's been is it a leak? It's an upgrade, I guess. Top quality Buenos Aires, September the 3rd. Speaking of September 1994, has just been posted on YouTube. Direct from a hoarder. So, I don't
Great
know.
time period for the band. Musically,
God.
the band never sounded better.
Yeah.
That is the high point of the Revenger. We've talked about it so many
100%.
times.
Yeah. I remember what night of Buenos Aires was on Kissology Volume 3? No, Volume 2, I'm sorry.
Don't remember.
Volume 2 or Volume 3?
3.
3? What night was
3.
that on there? Do you remember?
Off the top of my head, no.
Can't remember on the top of my head, but what I do is I remember several nights putting that on at the Kiss Coffee House and just letting that play, and even some of the staff was like, man, they sound great here. I guess they didn't realize they were expecting to hear, here's another one for you, or meet us in the latest room. They were expecting to hear that kind of stuff, but they just heard this awesome rock band. So love that era. The only thing that was cooler than that era was the Unplugged era, and I thought the band sounded fabulous during that time. I would love to go back and relive that era, because I was only 9 years old in 1994, and I didn't really get to soak it all in. While I certainly remember watching Kiss on Jay Leno with Garth Brooks I thought they were going to be in makeup,
Mhm.
but I didn't know it was 9. What the hell? But I remember watching it when that happened, and didn't appreciate it at the time, but I certainly do now. But yeah, Buenos Aires '94, freaking awesome show, awesome band.
I was just trying to find the answer to your question about which one was on Kissology 3, and that was Sao Paulo.
Sao
94.
Paulo.
So,
Same tour. They were doing a bunch of
and
stuff.
also a fantastic show. That's, I got rid of
Yes, it
all
is.
my Kissology bonus discs because I had most of them in better quality from other sources anyway before that. But this is the only one that I kept, and it really is fantastic.
I kept the Weenie Roast from '96.
Mm.
I love that show, and the Madison Square Garden '96 show from there was great too.
There's some good stuff. And when I hit that search page, what really bums me out is the third search result on that in Google was Kissology 4 Contents Revealed. August the 12th, 2011.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that
9 years later.
It's that long ago. That just it breaks my heart. Which moves us
Wow.
into kind of the next topic. And Ken, you mentioned this as something to talk about. Did anyone watch the Ozzy bio on A&E? And do you think that the Kiss documentary is going to follow a format? And I think you mentioned it's only an hour and 25 minutes running time once you add in the commercials. Ken, have you watched it?
Yeah, I watched. Well, I tried to watch some of it today during time breaks or whatever. So I saw about a quarter of it or so, or maybe almost a half, third, whatever. It's done pretty well. I'm actually surprised how good it is. It doesn't, it focuses a little bit on when he was a child, of course, but it doesn't, use a lot of time on that. And it goes into, the type of child he was and where he lived and growing up and when he got his first amp, how Black Sabbath formed, basically based on an ad that he said he had an amp and mic or whatever, equipment. That's the one reason that they went and checked, went over to Ozzy's house and, said, hey, what's going on? And then they just decided, well, it looks like he can sing good enough, and they formed the band. So I only got so far, but they have, band members, they have sisters talking, interviewed even. But it's all really well done. A lot of even illustrations and some new things that they even, put in there. So if it's going to be done by the same creative team, if the Kiss one that we're supposed to get in the fall is going to be about, using the same team, I think it could be, pretty good. You can hope for the best, but I think it's definitely professionally done. It doesn't look hokey like some documentaries are, where they're just like, oh, this is so, bad.
Like the Breaking the Bad documentary, that was kind of
Oh my
hokey.
gosh.
Yeah, stuff like that. This one looks really, well done. Really not very, very nice. So
Ken, have you seen the Cream documentary yet?
I haven't. I don't think
Cream
I've seen the Cream one yet. I've seen lots of documentaries, but I haven't
It's
seen
only
it.
pay-per-view directly off the website, isn't it? It hasn't made it onto any of the streaming channels yet.
I don't know. I think it's on some of the streaming channels, but the physical DVD release and no Blu-ray that I'm aware of as of
Oh.
yet. The DVD release is September 15th, so Tuesday.
Okay, so Cream's got all right. No, I haven't seen that one yet, but I'm hoping that the Kiss one, they talk to a lot of different people, and I think they have. But I hope it's the same, somewhat creative team that did this Ozzy one. It may be pretty good. Again, is it an hour and 25 minutes of runtime enough for a Kiss one? Probably not, but
Depends how it's done, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I'm
If
curious
they do
about
it-
this Ozzy one. Is Ozzy featured in it a lot, current Ozzy, or do they use a lot of archival?
they
Because
used a lot.
I find it
Current-
very hard to listen to him now.
Well, they have them now. Even they have some older interview, footage, but they have him a lot of the newer Ozzy, current Ozzy interviews, and it works. It works perfectly fine. You can understand them. You can actually understand it, and
Just sing just Ozzy, just sing it. We can understand you when you're singing it. Don't
it
talk.
actually, it worked out well. I'm guessing they had to do, several takes sometimes to maybe get certain things right, but I had no problem with it.
Lonnie, seen it?
I have not seen it yet, but it's on my playlist for the weekend, or for Saturday anyway. I'm very interested in it because I've mentioned on the show before, my brother loves Ozzy the way I love Kiss. So Ozzy was very prevalent in my house growing up. So and I've seen him a bunch of times, obviously, for that reason. So I'm very interested to see it because I know a lot about Ozzy just from him. So very interested and excited to see it. So I'll have to defer my review on it.
Yeah, same here. I haven't seen it. I wouldn't go out and find it, but if it's on one of my streaming channels and ridiculousness isn't on, then I would probably watch it ahead of going into any of the news channels. Let's put it that way. Ozzy and me, I like Ozzy, until No Rest. And then I checked out. I mean, the last album I bought at the time it came out was Just Say Ozzy. And that was just to hear the Shot in the Dark version on there. So,
love that song.
Yeah, but once it got into No More Tears, I went back and listened to that years later. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. There's a few good songs in it, but I didn't.
I like No More Tears.
I didn't get what all the hype was. The song itself is absolutely fantastic.
Oh yeah.
And there's a couple of others that are on there. Afterwards, it's all kind of downhill until the most recent album, which I thoroughly enjoyed, Ordinary Man, kind of the surprise album. That shocked me how good it was.
Yeah, I didn't have high expectations for it, but I loved it.
And how contemporary he had managed to be, including, Post Malone. And I don't remember who the other guy was on the other track, but it all worked very well. So, yeah, I'll watch it. But, I just don't want to watch anything that's got Sharon in it because...
Sharon!
Yeah.
There's a little snippet of Sharon, at least the part I saw, but there's not a lot of Sharon, I don't think, in it. But maybe it'll be in the latter part, because when she starts running his career, so I'm guessing we'll see more Sharon.
Yeah, we'll see. I will check it out, and I'm not going to make a date with it, and say it's a Saturday night. I'll have to be bored. There's been some good documentaries that I've watched this year. The ZZ Top one, that little band from Texas, has been absolutely incredible. I do look forward to seeing the Cream documentary as well. Andrew,
there's a great one on Tower Records that came out a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's on Crackle TV, which is for free with ads. So if I would seek that one out, especially if you're a record store geek, like I'm sure all of us are. But to hear about the history of Tower Records was freaking awesome.
Yeah, the Cream, and another one, the Cream magazine documentary, is coming out on DVD this month, I believe. So
yes, September 15th.
Yeah, that should be pretty good.
Yeah. I love the documentary. I saw it when it was at the Rock Hall last year. They did a screening of it at the Rock Hall.
Oh, okay.
The only big difference between the version that I saw screened at the Rock Hall, well, the name was different. It was called Boy Howdy at the time that I saw it.
Yeah.
And the only thing that was different, which kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and he was also removed from a lot of promotional material, but Ted Nugent was in it a little bit more prevalently in the cut that I saw, and then they removed him.
Favorite.
That's a shame. No, it's a shame. I mean, he was such a part of that scene.
Yeah.
Love him or hate him for what he does, his antics now. I mean, come on, separate the musician from the other stuff. Yeah. Because there's no other way. Listen to the music. I mean, come on. I will happily spin Stranglehold. Give me, Wango Tango. I love Nugent. I'm not well versed on him. I can't have a conversation on an album by album basis, but I've got every album up until self-titled, I think that was 82, and then Penetrator came afterwards. So I lose track of it. But I love those 70 albums with Derek. It's just a soundtrack from that era. So if that's the case, it's a shame. All right, before we wrap, because I don't see any point in just trawling through the board on any other topics. There is one topic worth mentioning at the end. Cassius Marsh show. That's too many S's in one sentence.
What a great kid, man! What a great kid.
He's not a kid now. He's all grown up, and he's a fine young man. And he bagged Ace Frehley for a video interview, which is setting the world on fire. Already been picked up by Rolling Stone magazine.
Listen, good for him.
Absolutely,
for sure.
He is the future. He's the future of all this, and he's going to outlive all of us, obviously, just by sheer because he's younger than all of us. But I mean, what he does is super cool. He interviews not only just Kiss fans. He not only interviews people in the Kiss world, but he's interviewed comedians. Yeah. So I mean, listen, I got nothing but good things to say about him. And I hope one day he can bag Paul Stanley, because that's who should be interviewing Paul Stanley. That would be so cool for him, and cool to hear how he approaches somebody like interviewing Paul Stanley. So yeah, awesome for him. Great job, Cassius.
Yeah, absolutely. So do check it out, because Ace was on pretty acey form as well. So
yeah, in this juncture, he was pretty acey.
Yeah, and so on and so forth. But there we go. We're not around next week, so I was gonna drop the documentary next week, but we decided to go early in the run-up to the release of Origins 2. Don't forget that comes out next week. We're gonna do a Look It's Rock and Roll episode with the team, a review of an album, and if you didn't catch it, got my physical copy of my last album reviewed on there. Was Dawkins' new release on the Look It's Rock and Roll podcast.
I gotta get that.
So if you want to hear all about it, the Japanese version has a bonus track. So we will be back in 2 weeks. We're going to do our roundtable about the Origins 2 album then, and you'll get to hear what all of the guys, because I'll just host it because I've already pontificated enough about it, thought about the album, the songs, the execution, and whatnot for Ace's album. So for now, have a good weekend. Go listen to whatever album you listen to on Friday or Thursday or whatever day.
Saturday.
Yeah, that immediately came into my house. Yeah, there we go. So right now, for Andrew, for Ken, Lonnie, and myself, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the KissFAQ Podcast. Bye now. Thank you for spending time listening to the KissFAQ Podcast today. All sales are final. There are no refunds. If you'd like, look us up on Facebook or come over to the KissFAQ message board and discuss the topic we've broadcast today. Don't forget to rate us on iTunes, Spreaker, or wherever you've listened to the show. We hope you'll join us again.